Sup nerds, I'm Tom, and I'm here with Evan from Fantasy Flight Games. Say what's up, Evan.
Hey, it's going well.
Awesome. I'm really excited because I get to hold a mic now. This is...
I'm not holding a mic, but things are great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we're taking a look at the Mother of Dragons expansion for a Game of Thrones, the board game. I actually never thought that they were going to do an expansion for this game, so pretty excited. So Evan, why don't you take it away and kind of explain everything that's going on here?
Sure. Let me just kind of walk you through it. So basically, the Game of Thrones board game, the Mother of Dragons expansion, first and foremost, it's going to be adding 2 playable new houses to the game. So that expands it to 8 players can play at a time. The 2 new factions are House Targaryen, as you might expect from the title of the expansion.
Right.
And then House Aaron as well, up in the area. So as you can see kind of on the board here, we've got this whole Essos sideboard right here, kind of representing a piece of the continent of Essos. This is where House Targaryen is going to begin the game. House Aaron is going to start right over here, kind of in the Eyrie, which has a new overlay to kind of break up that region a little bit. So both of these houses add kind of a new dynamic to the game, but House Targaryen especially have several ways in which they play the game a little bit differently. For first and foremost, I guess, they have dragons, which is pretty cool. So there are 3 little dragon meeples that come with the game. These dragons are obviously unique. There's only 3 dragons in the world, so if they die, then they're just gone forever. But they're extremely powerful. They can fly anywhere on the map just by using a march order token. In addition, they're going to grow in strength as the game goes on. When the game starts, they're just hatchlings and they have 0 strength. But by the time you get to round 10, at the very end of the game, they're going to have 5 strength. So they're just going to ramp up here.
A little track here, I see that.
Exactly.
Sorry, there's a little track here, I see that. Got to bring the mic to me when I talk. All right, back to you, Evan.
Here I am. So another way that House Targaryen plays the game a little bit differently is that they have these loyalty tokens that you can see right here. So most houses, you're trying to capture castles and strongholds around the board. You get 7, and then that's how you win. In Mother of Dragons, there's a new deck of Westeros cards, Westeros 4. And the primary purpose of this deck is to select different regions around the continent of Westeros. So for here, for instance, we got Cracklaw Point and 3 towers. So when this card is revealed, they're just going to plop down little loyalty markers in those regions. Rather than having to capture castles or strongholds to win the game, House Targaryen has to capture 7 regions that have their loyalty markers, okay? And that is how they're going to, once they capture an area, they get the victory point for it, and they can never lose it. They've raised support there, they've gotten the support of their loyalists, and they're getting closer to reclaiming the Iron Throne.
Oh, so House Targaryen still needs to capture 7 specific areas, but those areas can change game to game, is what you're saying?
Correct. And those areas could be very far away, but it's balanced by the fact that they only need to conquer it once. And then if someone loses it, they don't lose their victory point later.
Very cool.
Another new aspect of the game, as you can see right over here, is kind of the Iron Bank of Braavos and the cards offered by that. So this is sort of a sliding scale. It offers, if you choose to visit the Iron Bank, there are various different cards that you can take here. So for instance, like Vanguard Cavalry, you could pay the power cost of this, and bam, you just get 3 knights, just right like that you can put anywhere you want. Of course, these loans, basically, that you're taking do have a price. And for the rest of the game, after you take that, you're going to have to pay 1 power for each of your loans every round. If you don't pay your loans, then the Iron Bank is going to send out some enforcers and go to your rivals, and some of your units are probably going to get destroyed pretty quickly.
That sounds pretty rough.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with the Iron Bank. Another new thing that this game adds is that it adds a system for vassal houses. So basically, in the past, there's kind of a suggested or required almost, basically, if you had 3 players, you could only play with these houses. 4 players, you use these houses, and so on. In the new, with Mother of Dragons, excluding House Targaryen, you're always playing with all of the houses in play, even if you only have like 3 or 4 players. So if there are 3 of us, for instance, all the other houses are still on the board, and they are just vassal houses, and we're going to take turns taking control of them each round. And so for one round, House Greyjoy might be my vassal, and then the next round it's yours. Well, a house is your vassal. You can give them orders, you can send them off to do things, and all that kind of stuff. So it keeps the game sort of dynamic and really lets it shine no matter what number of players you have.
Very cool. And actually, I really like that because when I used to play, just the base game, I would always say that, oh, this game is 3 to 6, but really it's like a 6-player game because you want to play with all the houses. You don't want to block off the bottom half of the board. I really like that. That's super cool. And when can we expect this to be hitting stores?
So this will be in stores in the fourth quarter of this year, and it's going to be $39.95 is the retail.
Awesome blossom. Well, hey guys, we're going to put a purchase link to this game in the description box whenever that's available. And I'd like to thank Evan. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tom.
Say that again.
Thank you so much, Tom.
I love hearing that. Don't worry, we'll edit that part out. I sounded like a jerk there. So make sure you guys subscribe to our channel so you'll never be bored. Do finger guns. We got a finger gun. Ready?